He was my baby. I had raised him from a kitten. Just mental health sucks. Honestly, just mental health in general sucks, and it sucks really, really bad. And I pray that anyone who is dealing with really bad mental health, go seek help. Just don't try and fight it on your own, because it doesn't help. Hi, it's been a while, well over a year since I last filmed a video for this channel, and a lot has happened. I am finally ready to get back in the swing of things, and I just thought I would give you guys a bit of like a life update on where I've been, a little get ready with me while I give you an entire life update for the past year. I believe the last video I posted was my House of Flame and Shadow reading vlog, which was back in January. At that point in my life, I was unemployed. I had no job, and my mental health was really, really struggling. I was also going through like a situation with a group of friends that I had that I thought were my best friends. By March, I did end up getting a job, which is great. Money was coming in, but unfortunately the mental health and depression and anxiety and the friendship took a rather rapid decline. Wasn't fun. Don't recommend going through a friendship breakup. I've never been through an actual like relationship breakup, but I've been through a few friendship breakups, so I don't recommend it. It really sucks. It really affected me mentally. And then came a horrible full-time job. I worked at an accounting firm. It was fine to begin with, of like a learning curve, because I do not know anything about numbers, I do not know anything about accounting, but it was just admin based work. But it was a very, very full-on admin based work. Was expected to learn things very, very quickly and was not really given much of a choice. So that then was its own situation. Honestly, it was just a really, really bad time. I have now since left that job. It was just not a good place for me to be in. Just mental health was just not a good time for me at all last year. And going through the friendship breakup was really, really hard as well. It was just a hard year in general, just like having to deal with a lot of just mental health sucks. Honestly, just mental health in general sucks, and it sucks really, really bad. And I pray that anyone who is dealing with really bad mental health, go seek help. Just don't try and fight it on your own, because it doesn't help, and you're just going to put yourself in more danger if you don't seek help. And there is nothing wrong with seeking help. Seeking help is ultimately going to save your life. So yeah, every time I thought I was okay, something would happen and I would just like revert back. And ultimately I couldn't afford to leave the job that I was in, because trying to pay for crap in this day and age is just absolutely horrendous. Unfortunately, there's nothing that anybody can do anything about it until the government changes their mind. So we're just going to deal with that. Yeah, I've had to stay in that job until I had the ability to go and find another job. And that is where I currently am at right now. That's actually quite a lot, so I'm going to put that on there. Ooh, I think I might have just... So we're going to go for a really blushy look today, apparently. I fucked up big time. Yeah, ultimately I couldn't leave my job because just money situation. It sucks. It sucks really bad when you know you need to get out of a situation, and getting out of the situation is what's going to help you in the long run, and you can't do it, and it sucks really, really bad. The thing I can tell you is that I was just extremely depressed and was just not having a good time, and ultimately everything took a step back. If you struggle with depression, you know that once you start feeling the depression hit, everything that you enjoy doing goes out the window. You don't read, you don't write, you don't do anything. And that's basically where I was at. I was honestly just a shadow of myself, and I didn't have the energy nor the time nor the effort to try and do anything. And so that meant that my YouTube and everything else suffered. Stuff going on with family, stuff going on behind closed doors and things like that. So it was just overall a really bad year, if I'm quite honest. There was good parts of the year, like I got to go and see Taylor Swift. Best part of the year. I got to see Louis Tomlinson as well, so that was also a really, really fun thing to do. But that all happened at the beginning of the year, and then the rest of the year just kind of fell into absolute utter ruin. For my birthday, I got to fly down, so my birthday's in August. I got to fly down to Canberra to visit my best friend, who was honestly a saving grace for me throughout this entire year that I was like having to deal with crap. Yeah, she was absolutely incredible. I love her and I miss her so much. Hopefully soon, I'm actually going to be moving to Canberra, which means I'll be able to see her way more often. So last year I got sick quite a lot. My immune system was just absolutely shot. It was really bad. I was sick like probably every other month, which obviously is not great when you have a full-time job and you're expected to show up and everything, and everyone's counting on you to do crap. And you literally can't do anything because you either can't talk or you are just throwing up constantly because of anxiety and depression and everything else. So it was a really fun time. Fast forward to the end of the year. Unfortunately, my partner had to work during Christmas. So we actually spent our first Christmas apart, which sucked so bad. Not only as like a couple, but for the fact that like he couldn't see his family couldn't see him, my family couldn't see him, and we're all really close. And it was just overall a really, really shitty time, and my anxiety got really bad because I do have like slight separation anxiety, I want to say. So I was just not having a good time, which means that my Christmas wasn't great because I just missed him so much and I felt so horrible about the situation that he was in, and it just sucked. Honestly, it just sucked. It sucked really, really badly. So yeah, 2024 was just not the year for me at all. 2025 didn't start off great either. So yeah, the beginning of this year wasn't great. I was trying to leave my job. I didn't have any like ability to leave my job, so I was extremely stressed about that. So you guys all remember the chunky monkey orange monster that I had. My cat Louis, he has unfortunately left us. It happened a few weeks after Christmas. Unfortunately, he had a urinary tract issue, and ultimately, even with surgery, it wasn't something that the vet could guarantee that it was going to stop and never come back situation, and that he would most likely have to constantly have surgeries to fix the issue. And even with like medicated food and things like that, there was always going to be him not being able to go to the bathroom, and then obviously with not being able to expel toxins and everything, his kidneys would start to go. And it was a very quick situation, a hard choice, but ultimately we had to do what was right for Louis and right for ourselves as well. So we did make the decision to put him to sleep so that he wasn't going to be in pain anymore. And that's the first time I've ever had to do anything like that. Like, I've had my own family cat and everything pass away, this was harder because he was my baby. I had raised him from a kitten, and you know what they say about how parents shouldn't outlive their children, and obviously he was an animal, so his lifespan wasn't going to be as long as mine anyway, but he was only 4 or 5 years old. So honestly, it was like one of the worst ways to bring in the new year. But I know that he is in a much better place now. Ultimately, it was what was best for him. We recovered from Louis. Honestly, never going to fully recover. Let's just be real. Never going to fully recover from the fact that I had to put him down. But we have instead gotten another kitten. Obviously, we still have Prince. Prince is the other cat that I have. He was rescued at the same time as Louis. So we still have him. He's actually doing quite well, all things considering. We didn't realize how much of a bully Louis was until Prince started to come out of his shell more now that Louis wasn't here, which is a bit sad to think about after your cat's passed away, and it's like, oh, he was a bit of a dick to his brother. Prince is doing really, really well. He's getting along well with the kitten. She, because it is a she, she's just a little chaotic. When we went to the vet that she was at, we wanted to make sure that she was definitely going to be cuddly, and she was. She also purrs extremely, extremely loud. And the vet had named her Gremlin. We should have taken that as a sign. That should have been our first inkling as to what her personality was going to be like. But we didn't like the name Gremlin, and we wanted something that was going to fit Prince and like the royal aesthetic, but also keeping true to her own name that the vets had named her. So, give me 2 seconds and I'll go grab her. So, this is Lilith. She is about 4 months old now. She is a grey domestic shorthair. And she's a psychotic. Hey, so you look at the camera. Her full name is Lilith Louise, because we wanted to pay homage to Lily. She purrs so loud. She is also absolutely psychotic, so I'm pretty sure she is the reason why I can't find my setting spray. So we've had her for about 2 months or so, and it's been interesting trying to get used to having a kitten again. I definitely did not remember how much energy they have, because oh my god. Yeah, now that you've basically caught up on everything that's happened to me in the past year, how are you all doing? How's everything going? I left my job, by the way. Little side tangent. Left my job and now have another job working as a social media marketing assistant, and it's going well. I enjoy it. Full-time work from home, so I don't ever have to leave, which is amazing. And yeah, that's my update that I have for you guys. I do apologize for taking such a long break. I am hoping to start posting more often on the channel, so to any of you that have stayed for as long as you have, I seriously appreciate it. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I will be posting like a reading vlog soon, hopefully, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for books that you'd like me to pick up, then definitely do leave them down below, because I am on a desperate search to find something that is going to spark joy in my life, because something needs to happen, because I haven't felt joy in a very long time. That's it. I will talk to you guys in another video.